Hey there everybody, it is Scott Stanton, the Tombstone Tourist, and once again we're at an adventure, and today's adventure is at Harmony Grove Cemetery in Salem, Mass. Now there are no witches here, there's no rock stars, and people go, well Scott, isn't being the Tombstone Tourist a lot of fun and games? Actually today, it is a lot of fun and it is a lot of games, because we're here to see George Parker. Now you're probably going, who's George Parker? Really? Okay, how about his brothers, Charles and Edward? Ring a bell? No? Okay, how about the games Rook, Flinch, Tiddlywinks, Sorry, Risk, Clue, and Monopoly? That's right, we're here to see the Parker brothers. Now, interestingly enough, Monopoly was developed during the Depression, and they sold out instantly. Now, you know Monopoly's an old game because A, there's a luxury tax, and B, rich people actually went to prison. Thank you, rim shot. And now, we're in Harmony Grove. We're on Yew Avenue, right at the elbow. We're at the highest point in the cemetery. And as you can see, the cemetery behind me is huge. You can't even see the end of it. And we're coming up to the Parker family gravesite. And all the Parkers are here. Now, come on up. Let me introduce you to where George is buried. Now, George developed his very first game at age 16. It's called banking. And nobody would bankroll a 16-year-old kid in the 1800s. And while I tell you that story, let's look at Charles here. This is the other Parker brother. And so he scraped together $40, made 500 sets of the game banking, and sold every one of them except 12 copies, and he pocketed $100. And from there, George Parker Company got started. About 10-15 years later, the two brothers joined him, Charles, and back here is Edward. And together, they went on until 1968 as a family-owned company. Now, since then, they've sold out left and right, and they're currently owned by Milton Bradley. So none of the family is still involved. In fact, speaking of family, this is the entire family tree. We have George in the center, we have Charles on the left, and we have Edward on the right, and all the family members that are buried here. You can see quite an extensive family. Now, as we come back around to the front of the Parker monument, if you're wondering about the game Clue, Clue is based on their house in New Hampshire, and it has a number of original Parker Brothers furniture and games that they developed. So the legacy is still carried today. And I just want to say, living in Salem, I've met a lot of people that worked for the Parker Brothers family, and some of their other adventures. And the thing that always comes back, unlike you know, people that talk about the Walmart family or working for Walmart or working for Amazon.com, people loved working for the Parker Brothers. They said it was fabulous, family-owned and family-centric company, and you don't hear that often. So that's a great legacy that George and his family left. So thank you very much. I want to say goodbye. I'm Scott Stanton, the Tombstone Tourist from Harmony Grove Cemetery at the Parker Brothers grave. How was that?
Good.
Really? Oh, God. I feel like I look like an unemployed lifeguard.
You do.